Adam Ramsey. My day job, I work at a website called Open Democracy, and I'm here as a citizen of Scotland, keen to support the Radical Independence campaign.
And you were speaking this morning. What did you say?
I was talking about the role of corporate and oligarch money in politics, and how, as those of us who support independence, need to be very vigilant against the kind of dark forces of the rich and powerful trying to shape what independence will mean and make sure that independence is for us and not for them.
I understand. Yeah. And how long have you been involved in all of this?
I have been, I suppose, a supporter of independence for most of my life, and was very involved during the 2014 referendum, and I've been working at Open Democracy since 2013, so I've been around a while now.
And how did Open Democracy come about?
Open Democracy was founded in sort of 2001 by a man called Anthony Barnett, who had before that run a campaign called Charter 88, which was the campaign for kind of deep democratic change in Britain. And it's a global website. It was kind of founded alongside the anti-globalization movement as a space for a kind of global forum to talk about how we're going to build the future of the world. And we're still here nearly 20 years later.
Gosh. And now, how do you feel that the thrust towards an independent Scotland is going?
I think that what happened during the 2014 referendum and in the couple of years running up to it is that people like the Radical Independence campaign we have here and others on the left of Scottish politics managed to shift what the idea of independence meant from a kind of staid, centrist vision about continuity with a different flag to a new and exciting and vibrant vision of founding a new country fit for the 21st century that focuses on social justice, environmental justice in the future. And I think what's happened slightly in the last sort of 5 years since that referendum is that we've slightly slipped back to that more kind of establishment vision of independence with things like the Growth Commission, which we were talking about in my session this morning. And so that's why I'm really excited to see the Radical Independence campaign getting back together and bringing that energy back into the movement. And I think that if there is another referendum, we'll see the same process where, we see a much more exciting, people get much more involved in thinking about what kind of future country they want, rather than just sort of replicating the worst of Britain in a smaller form.
Because it's surely not just about money, is it? It's the way that we think here, the way we look after one another here, the way that we don't leave people behind here.
I think that those qualities are universal human qualities, what people everywhere want. I think the question is what kind of state structure you have to allow for that. And the British state is not built to allow for us to look after each other. It's built to go and plunder countries over the world through the empire, and it's now in the middle of a massive identity crisis and being turned into the world's biggest money launderer. And the reason I support independence is I think that we want to get beyond that as much as we can and build our own modern democracy fit for the 21st century. And I think that people in England have the right to the same thing, but they're not going to get it through the British state. The path to the future of democracy in these islands is by breaking apart the British state, which is an old imperial construct designed by and for the ruling class.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Just that I'm really excited to be at the Radical Independence Conference. There's so many great people here, and I'm looking forward to working with them for a just and democratic Scotland.